All right, so kind of like a kind of like a continuous contour, if you need to develop an illustration and you don't want it to look like your signature style, let's say that. I can give you an example. I'm trying to draw something, but I'm trying to make it look like my daughter drew it, who's 8. She's a good artist, but I mean, she's no Dave Raposa. Hell, I'm no Dave Raposa. So if I need to kind of like tweak it and do it in such a way where it's like, instead of trying to get in the mind of what an 8-year-old does, draw with your non-dominant hand. It will still look like something, but it just won't have all the nuance and academia that has gone into your dominant hand for all the years. So we've got 4 minutes on the clock. We've got plenty of time here. So if everyone's ready, get the chat pod out just in case. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I mean, what I can tell already is my hand is very shaky, which I guess I could kind of leverage to be a good thing. And I think I've said this before, guys. Try not to erase. Don't think about erasing. What a lot of drawing teachers say, just draw through it, draw on top of it. Don't worry about the mistakes. The mistakes are part of the charm. Just keep going. Pretend that might even be handy to not have an eraser on whatever you're using.
I'm drawing what would look like a panda at this point.
Yeah, mine looks like a monster, like somewhere between like a chupacabra and I don't know, like something from Sesame Street. It's pretty horrific right now. I'm gonna try
Oh my
to
God.
keep kind of noodling at it to add a little bit of cuteness. As an added challenge, it would be fun to do this with materials where you completely lose any type of precision, like a Conte crayon or a thick piece of charcoal, something that would just say, you know what, all those fine little details that you would normally do with a mechanical pencil, forget about it. That's not going to happen today. One of the better workshops I went to was Marshall Arisman didn't host it, but it was his idea where try to draw with a comb. If you can draw and get your ideas out with a
What?
comb, you're doing pretty good.
How can people draw with a comb?
Same thing. I mean, his his point was a mark making tool is just that. It's just a mark making tool. So, Picasso or um, the action painter Pollock. Pollock painted with branches and leaves. You know what I mean? You don't need brushes. Now, do you get high realism painting with trees? No, you don't. You get something altogether different, but you're doing something. You're getting some value out of it. And Arisman's point was we get so wrapped up in realism, or his idea was like there's a lot of realism out there, and again there's value in realism, no doubt about it, but we get so hung up on this academic sense of realism that take a break. If you go to a grade school sometime or talk to kids, ask their parents permission first. Just don't go up to a bunch of kids and start asking questions. But you know, if you can talk to someone that teaches at a grade school, when those kids paint and draw, it's so great to see because they don't care. You know what I mean? They make stuff up. It's silly and they're having fun. And I think that was Arisman's point, was like there was a point sometime a long time ago where drawing was just that. It was just fun. And you didn't care if your raccoon looked like a raccoon. You could be silly, you could be suggestive, um, you could do whatever you wanted to do. And then the way that things go, you start to learn, well, that doesn't really look like a foot. And foreshortening would suggest that in the light, it's probably like a lot of the stuff that I tell you guys are like, hey, work on your modeling, work on your 2-point light source, work on those colors shouldn't be applied. forget all that stuff that I say and just try to have fun for once. And by using weird tools and weird techniques, it will force you to bring back some of the fun. So we got about 10 seconds left. I'm just going to button up a few little things here. Say 3, 2, 1. How'd we do?
Turn on my camera really quick.
Yeah, here's what I do.
This, hang on, right
Oh,
there.
yeah. It does look like a panda, though. You're right.
Yeah, the face and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it's the face. It's because it's so round. Yeah, the raccoons have that little. Oh yeah, it's good. It looks like there was one of. Oh yeah, these are great. Yeah, I mean
Oh,
that's what I got.
yours looks more like a raccoon than my panda.
I don't know about that. It's somewhere between like a weasel and a fox meets a raccoon. So, that's funny. There was a project that we were gonna do that I just don't think we're gonna have time. But I'll throw it out there to you guys. We were gonna do a bestiary where I was gonna have you guys. We're gonna randomly assign you 2 or 3 different animals and see in Photoshop if you could merge those together somehow. And then you were gonna have to draw the skeleton of what it would look like from an anatomical standpoint of like what would a dolphin and a bee skeleton look like, and you could probably use a symmetry tool and draw it out. Animal hybrids are kind of a staple project. Yeah, maybe if we've got time, you guys will have an example. Oh, that's pretty good. You will have your own project to work with. So if you want to do something like that, I mean, that's still on the table, but we'll see. Oh, why did that go away? All right. All right, folks, it's 8:02. Let's take a 5-minute break. I'm going to stop the recording. We'll come back here. Let's get into Photoshop. Let's talk about a few things, and we might be done a few minutes early tonight. So meet you back here at, say, 8:08, 8:09.